Ahoy mateys! Welcome back to another Captain Patriot video. Hope you guys are having a wonderful day. I am ranting today about bad parents in this episode because I see a lot of stuff on social media where parents are doing the absolute least, which nowadays I guess doing the least is seen as being cool, right? It's like trendy or hip. You know, it's always like they make fun of you for doing, this person's doing the most. They're doing the most. They're such a try-hard. It's like, yeah, like wouldn't you want to be a try-hard? Don't you want to try in life? Is it that like lame nowadays to be seen as someone who's trying to, I don't know. Anyways, I'm ranting about parents who are doing the least for their children and setting bad, if not horrendous, terrible, awful examples for their children. They're setting bad examples for their kids. That is the easiest way I can sum it up for you. But I've got one specific video that I saw on Reddit today that really pissed me off because it is the perfect example of why children nowadays are acting out and they're lashing out, towards their peers, towards teachers, or towards other people in general in public. Is because this behavior is learned. It is learned from their parents or the people they are surrounded by, whether it be a guardian, a parent, a brother, a sister who is older, it doesn't really matter, or teachers, or really just whoever, right? Or what they see online through other videos and other, sources. It doesn't matter. Okay, what pisses me off the most is parents thinking there are no repercussions for their actions when their children are in the vicinity. Okay, so let me show you this clip real quick so that you have context for why I'm upset, and then we'll talk more about it after you see it. So take a look.
Hey, Christina, today
you bitch. Let's go. Let's go. Fuck her. Yeah, get on. You scary. And you scary. And you scary. And you scary. And you scary. That's not ass bitch. Watch yourself. Watch yourself. Watch yourself. I'm ghetto. And y'all scary. Because y'all thought that y'all was going to come through here. Hit my daughter with the door. Hit my daughter with the door. Get my daughter out the way. I got you out the way. Yep, sure did. Yep.
Here they go. Here they go.
Oh, that's where the video ends. That's where the video ends. Okay, so we don't know what led up to this situation. There is an alleging of the door hitting the child because I guess the mother, it's insane, dude. How do you go out in public and compose yourself in this way as an adult? Like, how do you call yourself an adult, compose yourself in public where you don't have any control over your emotions whatsoever? It's like the people who road rage, right? Like you have the emotional control of an infant baby. You have zero control over whether you cry and whine or if you poop your pants or whatever. You have no control. And it's like, it's insane. These people vote. These people pay taxes. Allegedly, we don't know. Allegedly, they pay taxes. But they can vote, okay? They can drive heavy machinery. They can own a gun. These are people who like go out into public and they are everywhere nowadays, okay? This is not like, I want to be clear, this is not confirmation bias because we see it more on social media because there are more cameras prevalent in society. It is you think you could go back into the 50s and see this happening in public, walking down the street, see two ladies bashing each other's heads in, pulling each other's hair, and then the children jumping in because guess what? It's learned behavior. And you know what? Oh, we're just supposed to, as people who are just out in public, on a day-to-day basis, we're not allowed to like criticize this behavior. We're not allowed to say, hey, maybe you shouldn't be setting an example like this for your children or for anyone else who's out in public. Maybe you should compose yourself in a way that is respectable when you're out in public around other people. Like have some common decency. Like this isn't even about respect really, because respect is earned. This is just common decency. Don't act a fool when you're out in public. I don't know why this concept is so hard to understand for people nowadays. I feel like people have really just buried the lead when it comes to acting normal, right? Acting like you have a brain. Like again, this is the whole point of the YouTube channel, is like to find situations or people or scenarios or things or rules or policies or whatever it might be that I think are stupid. And we can have a discussion after we find those things about why they're happening, about who's ultimately the root cause issue here. Like what is causing society, what seems to be like society collapsing, right? Like in what respectable society do you have stuff like this happening on a regular basis? right? Because in my mind, it doesn't. Like in any sort of respected society, you would not have this as a normal occurrence where it's like even the person filming is somewhat to blame here for this situation, right? Like, I mean, like your children are present, right? Your children are present, and then you have a lady spitting on a child, right? Like it's one thing to have like a back and forth of like calling each other names. Oh, you fat pig, and oh, you whatever evil monster lady creature. Like that's like that. It shouldn't be in public, but if it is, at least keep it that way. The second you think it's appropriate because the lady called you some word that you don't like, or she said something that offended you, the second you go as far to spit onto that person's child when the child is simply standing there is insane to me. It is a whole nother level of you not being able to control your emotions that is like unspeakable. There are no words to describe how awful you have to be as a person to spit on someone's child because they called you something you don't like. Like, I don't know how to get this point across, right? Like, I feel like this should be a non-conversation, right? This shouldn't be something that even needs to be brought up. But unfortunately, we're at the situation where people think it's appropriate to spit on children. And like, she knows she's being filmed. She saw in the beginning of the video, she looked at the camera, and so did the child. Right. And even with that, even with the pressure of social ridicule, maybe she knows that there won't be any. Maybe that's why she thought it was OK to spit on a child. It really does bother me that we live in this like society that seems like it's totally acceptable, or actually it's expected of us as normal functioning adults to not speak up or say anything when we see something happening in public. Right. It's not your kid. Don't talk to me. It's not your kid. Like, you're not allowed to criticize me. I'm a mother. You can't criticize me. It's like, well, what if you're doing a terrible job at being a mother? Like, your job as a mother should be to protect your children, set a good example so they know what to look up to, what to do, what not to do. How do you compose yourself when you're in an argumentative situation? Oh, my mom spits on other kids. Oh, okay. Genius. You're really raising a stand-up citizen there, ma'am. Oh, man. This is why I have the YouTube channel, so I can point stuff like this out, eventually make some money off of it, buy a sailboat, and go sail around the world, because that's literally, without buying a spaceship, is the farthest I can get away from people like this. Okay, that's why I keep the sailboats behind me as a reminder of why I'm doing this. Oh, man. It's also to buy as much Raising Cane's as possible. That's the other objective. I don't know. This video got me really upset because just watching it, I'm thinking about like, you know, this behavior. It seems so widely like tolerated, it's not accepted, obviously. I feel like anyone would be able to look at this and be like, this is horrendous behavior, but it definitely feels like this behavior is tolerated in society nowadays. And it's sad, it's sad to see that kids, the examples that some kids have to look up to, and this is obviously not true for every child out there, but the examples that we provide kids as adults, the quality seems to be decreasing. Of the examples provided, right? So like, I'm talking about adults, parents, letting your kid grow up with an iPad shoved in their face because you don't want to engage, or, it's difficult or it's exhausting to engage with your child 24/7, handing that responsibility off to an iPad or to, it just feels like in general, there seems like a lack of responsibility from parents when it comes to parenting. And this is, the iPad thing is separate from what we're talking about right here with the, your behavior, setting an example for your children. But I think it's still relevant. I think it still plays an extremely important part in children's development, to have a parent who is going to be present in their life and set a good example and not lash out of these like, these childish emotions, right? Like, the anger leading you to spit on another parent's child because you're upset at the parent, and then you taking it out on the child, you're setting that as an appropriate example to your own child. And it's just all around I mean, I'm not even gonna get into like the legality of the issue. Okay, I'm not even gonna get into talking about how it's just against the law, like spitting on someone. I think it's either assault or it's battery. I don't know. Battery is when you hit someone. I don't know if spitting is assault or battery. I'm pretty sure it's one of them. And you're doing it to a child, so it's like you going up and smacking the child in the face. It's just crazy. And then the response from the other mother was to spit at her kid. It's like, it's just insane. It's just insane, man. Oh my goodness. Anyways, that's my rant for today. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, drop a sub and like the video. It really helps me out. I'm trying to hit 1,000 subscribers in the face by the end of October or early October, I think. I don't know. I'm just trying to hit a subscriber at some point with my car. So if you're game, hit subscribe and cash me outside. How about that? Is that still funny? It's probably not. Anyways, thanks for watching my video. I really appreciate it. Take care. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye-bye.